Yes, that's the police you can hear in the background, ladies and gentlemen, but thank goodness the stream appears to be working now. Don't know why it didn't work the first 7 or 8 times you tried it, but hello, good evening. Welcome to the Jackocar Cup Series. It is Season 12, Round 3, here at Silverstone Reverse, not short, which I keep going to say, and which Jacko also keeps going to say. Very difficult to get our heads around it. You have missed a very exciting qualifying session. And by that I mean the first minute of it was quite exciting, and then it started to rain. But it has left us with Wes Cooper on pole, ahead of Pete Knighton in 2nd place and Florian 3rd. No one could have predicted that. Give me 100 attempts to make up my own Jackocar grid, and they would never have been the top 3 in that order. Not a chance. So that's the sort of race that we've got in store tonight. It should be quite exciting. If you want to watch that qualifying session, it is currently being uploaded onto the channel, so you will be able to watch that probably after this race, just if you want to see Wes's qualifying lap, because we did catch it on board pretty much the whole way round. So that was good work from myself, Owen White. With me in the commentary box, as always, is Jacko, and well, it's a good thing this formation lap hasn't quite started yet, because it's allowed us to sort all of our stream issues out.
Yeah, bloody hell. Well, as you can tell, I wasn't ready. I should have had more beer. First of all, hello everybody once again from past me, present me and future me. It's good to be back with Owen. Let's very quickly clear up the best ever qualifying positions. You've got obviously Waze prior to this race 7th and now finds himself on pole. Florian, best qualifying before tonight in the Cup Series, was 11th. He is 3rd, and Dustin, previous to this race, was 14th, and he is 5th. Other than Johannes and 4th, and you could argue Jake O'Sullivan down there in P6, this is a hell of a messed up grid. You've got the big names of Gareth Hall and Corey Dalton at the back there, Arnold invalidated, OKK in the mix, Ben Shaw outside the top 10. And not only is it messed up, it's a track that nobody, I believe, in this league has done a 50% race on prior to this evening.
This is it. I mean, I've raced on it a few times and like online. It's pretty raceable. I'd say that the big flashpoints here could probably be around Cops, because Cops, let's say, as always, it's basically flat, but now on the exit there's a DRS zone, but there's also a load of grass on the exit, like, you know, like in the old school days that people like to keep going on about. You go wide at Cops, you're in for quite a lot of trouble. OKK, who else, did bin it there by going wide in qualifying, and he did give us a good demonstration of how difficult that is. The rest of the track is also pretty good to race on, I would say. I think down the Wellington straight, reverse, you've got the flat-out kink into the loop, but there's a lot of potential to dive bomb into the loop, so that should also be good to watch. These last 2 corners are flat out, and the pit lane goes downhill, and will be a difficult braking zone. 10-second penalty if you speed into the pits, and we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that. But pit stops, that's a long way away, I would have thought, because this is all going to be about the start, and we've got a front 3 who have not been in this sort of position for a while, especially, you know, Pete Knighton's not been here for a while, the other 2 haven't been here at all in the Cup Series, so this should be very interesting indeed. Jack Craig makes the grid 17, he wasn't able to qualify, nor was Corey Dalton, our winner last time out in Monaco, as per the rules. And with a lot of drivers out of position, this should be a very exciting race. Assuming it all starts okay.
No.
Dustin from 5th on the grid is already out of the session. Hopefully his car moves. It does. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing. Hopefully Dustin can get back in the cockpit as soon as possible. But indeed, what a start from Wes Cooper. You wouldn't think that was his first Jackocar pole position. That was about as good as it gets. Fantastic stuff. And behind him, Pete and Florian have had very good starts indeed. Jake O'Sullivan, by the way, all the way up to P4 already. Very impressed with that. And Pete's been wide on the exit of Stowe. Is he going to be overtaken by Florian? Not quite, but all of that is helping Wes to drive off into the distance. How is that happening?
He's driving away from the field, all the talent behind him, and he is looking like he's done it before. as they are too wide through Cops and Pete Knighton wide on the exit. Hopefully Jake O'Sullivan doesn't make it boring and he plays ball and lets these three actually have a race up front for a change, but instead he goes around the outside of Florian Meyer, which will become the inside, and that's one done. But he struggles for the middle part of the corner, Owen, and back up the straight. Job done.
Pete Knighton's most recent probably chance for victory came here in, I think, season 6 or 7.
Oh,
he spun.
What an idiot.
Didn't even see it on the stream. I was so sure he wasn't going to do it. I was about to say this would have been his next best chance to win a race, but no, he's gone and binned it straight away. So Pete at the back as usual. I don't even know how you've managed to spin through there. It's a flat out kink. I don't know what sort of setup he's running to allow the car to spin like that. But that's allowed Jake O'Sullivan up to second place already, and that's also bad news for West, because I'm sure he was hoping that Pete would be used as a bit of a blocker, but instead he's been left completely vulnerable. But still, he's getting the laps led. They'll all help for his statistics, as Gareth Hall sits in only 14th place. Disastrous for him. And looks like Dustin... Is Dustin in the car now? He appears to be driving it. So hopefully he was able to get back in. That's Casper and Ben Harrett. And Ben Harrett having to sort of collect the car up through Beckett's there, and that will put him under pressure from Waitsy. Robin already getting a time penalty. Oh my goodness, Casper! Into the wall, but I tell you what, that could have been a whole lot worse. What a slide that was. And look at that, is that Corey already into the top 10? And looking up the inside, there's contact again here. And that's going to be Ben Shaw around. And I think that was all partly sort of started there by Corey sticking his nose at the inside of Casper. And, well, the contact happened and we saw it on board with Ben Shaw. Nothing he could do to avoid that.
And also, Johannes got past Jake in all of that as well, which we didn't see. So there is a battle for what is technically P2 at the minute. Waze still leads after 2 laps here.
Corey's been off.
Fantastic stuff for the Welshman. Oh,
Corey with grass all over his tyres, and that's the second car to lose it through that kink in 2 laps. So maybe it's harder than I thought it was, as Dustin rejoins. He'll be disappointed to see he's 12th, but at least it's not what happened to me in Zandvoort, where I just wasn't allowed to take control of the car and ended up, I think, being crashed into at the start. I caused a safety car without even being there, which is really impressive. So at least Dustin hasn't done that. Arnold up into P6, and yes, let's just have a quick look at Johannes, as once again the Salford's finest drive past me. Johannes not into DRS yet of West, but he looks comfortable out there, and Jake, sure if anything, is looking behind him, which is a weird one. Has he got damage? Has he been hit at some point, I wonder? As how are you so far behind? What's happened to him that we've not seen? I mean, I put nothing past him, but okay, mate, you got to start practicing here. Learn how to play the game.
Florian has a moment. He somehow saved it though, Owen. He was awfully sideways. Not at the time you wanted to be sideways. Sorry to interrupt you. And just one more thing whilst I've got the mic for a second here. Not to get overexcited just yet, but Waze's best ever finish in a Cup Series race, this is relevant, is P5. And you know damn well he is going to fight Johannes and Jake when they catch up to him. He will want a podium at minimum, but the race win, he'll believe he can do it.
I mentioned before we started the stream that the Silverstone short race in F1 2020 was a great one because of how good the defending was. And we're going to have to see something similar here tonight if we're going to see West keep a win on the reverse layout. And Waitsy, by the way, getting sort of knocked back and forth there by Casper and Corey as they went 3 wide through the final few corners. Quite how that didn't end in an accident is beyond me. But now, Wes, it's time to see how well you can defend. I think if Johannes passes here, Wes has a good chance to come straight back at him, to be honest with you. But let's see. Round outside, Johannes. Let's see what happens. He's into the lead for now, but I think Wes, if he just keeps his wits about him here, should be able to fight back on the exit of Cops. We'll ride on board. The bridesmaid of the league in front of him, he may feel confident that he can come back. He's a bit into the grass though, and he hasn't got DRS for some reason. I don't know why that is. There's a detection point in the middle of Maggots and Beckett's, and somehow he's not had DRS off of it.
Just panicking. That's what it is.
I don't get. He never fell a second behind those. I don't really know how he's not got DRS then.
He's shaking like a shitting dog on a cold January night. That's Waze's problem. As Jake O'Sullivan starts to breathe down his neck. Did you like that?
That was a good one. That was, yeah.
Thank you very much. I was going to say, by the way, after the race last week, I shared with Johannes in the chat to everyone that the fact that Jake and Corey won the opening 2 rounds was a good omen for him, because they also did that last season, and then Johannes ended up winning rounds 3 and 4. So as it stands, history is repeating itself.
Goodness me, this lot are crazy. I keep looking at the reason I'm not watching much of what's happening. The reason I'm not watching much of what's happening at the front is because every time I go to the midfield, they're going mental. This little kink at the end of the Wellington Straight is causing chaos. But then, coming into the pits, like I say, the downhill pit entry, well, it's caught Ben Harrett and Waitsy out. They were interlocking wheels on the way in, it has to be said, but still, they never got it. They never got their cars slowed down, and it's 10-second penalties, I believe, for the pair of them. Ben Shaw, by the way, had been off at the start of the lap, so I wonder if he's got floor damage or something like that from the contact with Casper and Corey earlier in the race. But we've seen our first pit stops at the end of lap 4, so surprised to see pit stops that early, but that's a warning for the rest of the field. Do not go and get yourself penalties when you're pitting. Here comes Casper and Corey. Again, these two seem to just attract trouble, don't they, everywhere they go. And there's contact, and a bit of carbon fibre went flying there. Might have been from Casper's front wing. Might have been from Corey's floor. Because Casper's wing looks intact.
I know he's about to be overtaken in the next lap or 2, but a fantastic effort in the first part of the stint from Florian, holding on to P4.
Oh no! Wes has crashed into the back of the race leader, I think, or is that Jake? It was the back of Jake on the way into the pits. So that was Jake slowing down maybe too much for the pit lane entry, trying to be safe. And Wes, well, he'd got it a lot later on the brakes and creamed into the back of his rival. Is it too late? Oh yes, it's too late to change the front wing as well, so he's going to have to carry that wounded car all the way through this next stint. I don't think anyone will get any speeding penalties though, and P9 changes his front wing in the pits as well. Arnoud's got past Florian. I wonder if that was Florian just accepting defeat there, and maybe just trying to keep himself clean, because he's having, as you say, a great race so far. It'd be a shame to Bennett. He's not used any ERS or anything. I think he's just trying to play it safe.
It was very late into Chapel before Arnoud got past him. But Florian very abiding in that sense. I have also noticed there's wing damage on Arnoud's front left end plate.
Oh wow! I'm not reacting to that. I'm reacting to the fact that Dustin and Robin just both went way wide on the exit of Cops, and it seemed to make absolutely no difference to them. I wonder if they find a new tactic there or what, but they both just seemed happy to dance off the road there, and there was no hint of any loss of grip when they did that. Keep an eye on that, see if anyone else attempts that later on. Everyone in the top 10 is yet to pit, by the way. Here comes Johannes and Arnoud. Can they all get it slowed down? Florian does get it slowed down, nicely done. Casper's going to lead the race. You never guess. Let's just assume here that Gareth will stay out for long enough so that he leads more laps than Wes did. I think that's probably what he's thinking here. And if it's not,
tell you what, Owen,
I don't rate his. No, I rate his shithology, because this is exactly what he would do, isn't it?
This is Gareth's moment, and he'll want me to tell you this. If he leads another lap, it'll be 65 laps led in the Cup Series for Mr. Hall. And there's nothing special about that number at all. But that's 65 laps that other people haven't led, so they are the best 65 laps that we've ever had in the Cup Series. And of course, 2 of those laps were race wins.
Well, he's 3.8 seconds away from Casper. The thing is with Casper, I feel like Casper made pit to sort of react to the drivers around him. So
not Gareth,
I
Gareth's
don't think.
Not a threat.
Well, not obviously not Gareth, but you know, the likes of your Arnauds and Florians and all the rest of them who have pitted around him. He was in the mid pack So I wonder if he will pit to do a bit of reacting here, and that will allow Gareth to lead the laps he wants to lead. But let's watch as he nearly goes off. Actually, Casper, he may just make the mistake to let Gareth through on his own with driving like
Florian
that.
fighting.
Yes, and you expect on hard compound tyres for Florian not to have the pace here, really. Casper continues for another lap. Corey ahead of Florian. Oh, well, Gareth's not only not stayed out, but he's got a penalty, and Dustin as well. It must be the hardest pit lane. It must be the hardest pit lane of the season. This because it's downhill and you can't really see the pit lane entry line. It is very difficult. Look at the train here that's developing behind West, by the way. Because of the damage he's got, this could become very, very difficult for him in the coming laps, especially through the left-handers. As you can see there, he just dances off the road. When you've got damage front wing, it makes this whole track a bit of a nightmare. He would have much rather this damage be on the left-hand side, I think. But he's stuck with it now. And
I don't expect he'll make Corey's life too difficult. These two have a bit of a bond. Two of a very short list of people who have been banned from the league in the past. So they have that sort of brotherhood between them. Yep. And that's why that was an easy pass for Corey, the current race winner from last week. Of course, we're back onto one of Jackocar's special 2 race weeks, which is always exciting.
Oh, look at that!
What did we think of the Tuesday races last season?
I quite enjoyed them. I quite enjoyed them. It got us through the first half of the season in 5 weeks. It was great.
That's why we had such a long summer break, and that was great. Let me tell you.
Gotta say, I think 4 cars there, all the way from Risky down to Arnold, once again just didn't bother with cops. They just were flat out, straight off the road, and they get away with it. So I think that's the tactic there. I don't think they're getting any warnings for it. They're just flying off the road, and they're braving it on the grass, and it's working. Which is just, it's bizarre to watch, but I mean, I'm up for it. If you can exploit the game, feel free. We have seen Casper pitting, by the way, so we now know our true order of Johannes, Jake, and Corey, who's 7.5 seconds away from the front 2. So you can already almost call this a 2-horse race, pending any safety cars. There you can see Casper in the background. He's a long way back. He's going to be just ahead of Ben Harrett, but I wouldn't be surprised if Mr. Harrett can get past him with DRS, but he's had a bad run through Stowe, so he'll be okay. Risky, that's a real P4. Obviously he has a penalty, but I mean, if he can get himself up the road, that's not working out too badly for him at the moment.
He does have 1 good race a season, remember, and this might be it.
He's got front wing damage as well. So look, you see what I mean? They're just going for it. At this time, it hasn't worked out very well for West, but they are just blowing up cops. It's remarkable. But
that was the first time I've been on board with any of them doing it. It's fantastic.
I didn't even ride on board. The outboard view is fantastic. You can just see 1, 2, 3, 4, and they all just they all just stick. I don't know how they manage it, but Risky, he has got front wing damage, so I think for Arnaud, this should be pretty easy to get himself through. You never guess who's causing the yellow flag still. He's nearly a lap down, is okay. Does he not practice? I know he's not able to know what the tracks are beforehand, but surely he might, I don't know, drive a lap or 2 every now and then. I mean, you'd think he hasn't got a front wing with the way he's taking these quarters.
Well,
what's he doing?
So far this season, he's not been late once. Like normally he'll stay on and work as late as possible at Aston Martin. This season he's been very readily available.
Should hop in the sim.
Yeah. I feel like he must get at least 2 laps of time trial in.
Let's say.
And of course, you've got Jake O'Sullivan, who knows everything about the game, compounds, how long they last at different tracks. Boring man. But he'll be sharing that information with OKK.
Look at this battle we've
between the lines. Look at this battle. Waze.
Indeed, Waze and Waitsy and Casper. Is Casper going to go for 2 and 1? Not quite. Just cruises through cops and yep, goes straight off. Nice. Let's say if you can get away with it, then go for it. Now we're already heading towards the halfway point in this race, so that means we may well be seeing second stops before long. But not before we see a fight for the lead, I suspect, because here is Jake O'Sullivan all over the back of Johannes, and he looks a stronger driver at the minute. And he knows that Johannes is beatable, obviously, because he keeps beating him. So, and Johannes knows that as well, so I wonder if he'll fight this one and give us a proper fight, please. He'll be as aware as the rest of us that we don't want Jake winning every race. And this is a man, Johannes, leading the race, who didn't know there was a race tonight because he didn't bother looking at the dates for the calendar. I'd blame him for this, but we did say there'd be a race last Tuesday, and there wasn't one. So I can excuse a bit of confusion this week, but, you know, nothing else afterwards, Johannes. We've got to have you in top form here. And at the minute, he's holding off Jake on this lap, which means I really want to watch the midfield again, because the midfield's just chaos. Here comes Gareth Hall into the top 10. Oh, not quite into the top 10. I thought he had that move sort of sealed. He does now. And that leaves the next car in front of him to be Mr. Wes Cooper. So, can't wait for that.
Be excited.
I'll tell you what, Wes nearly binned it there. He actually had a moment on the grass there when he went off at Cops this time. So it can go wrong. That's his warning. Casper going all the way around the outside there of Waitsy, by the way. That's a good move from him. Using his PC hacks, but then he loses the rear on the exit. And he's heading towards a section that he's been struggling with all day long. The wee kink of, I don't even know what you call this. Farm, the loop. It's part of it's farm, part of it's the loop. I just don't know what the corners are when you're doing it in reverse. I can't even give you a number. It's just one of the corners. You know which one I'm on about. The kink. We'll just call it the kink.
That one.
That one, yeah. The one I'm pointing at.
I can see. You know what would spice these Cup Series races up?
That's for a KK, by the way.
I've just let the siren go through, by the way.
That's just, so KK's pending accident when these leaders come up to him.
Nah, what would be more exciting is if Jake and Johannes actually lost a bit of respect for each other and made a bit of contact. They're so boring and clean, like they're in the wrong league. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. These two just do not sort of represent our values as a league where you're meant to crash into each other and make all sorts of carnage occur.
I'm going to message them, actually. Because I want a show.
Go for it.
I'm doing it, don't you worry.
Luckily, we do have a show. In fairness, they are fighting for the lead, and we also do have to fight for third. So even if it's not a close fight for a top 4 fight, piss off, Corey. Okay, ignore that then. He's just let Arnaud through, so we couldn't even look forward to that fight. He must think Arnaud's got the pace to catch the leaders, so I wonder if Arnaud will drag his teammate along, and of course that is probably Corey actually repaying the favour for Monaco. So. And this is my team I'm watching as well. I probably shouldn't be telling them to piss off, but oh well. I want to see them crash, really.
I've just sent a message to Johannes. Elbows out, make it exciting. And I'm trying to find Jake O'Sullivan in my...
I bet he's not appearing online.
Probably not.
The type of sweat who wouldn't appear online. Oh, I don't want to see me in time trial for 600 laps away.
You know what? That was a really good German impression.
Well, oh my god, Pete. That was all over the curb at turn 1. I don't know what the plan was there. That car could have taken off if he hit the curb that hard. It might as well have taken off. He was sent flying off the road. And, oh, well, Jake's got a penalty. That just doesn't help anyone, does it?
And now, that penalty happened before I sent the message. So you can't blame me for it.
Bloody hell, is everyone in Salford either committing a crime or being murdered? Well, I suppose they can both be the same thing, can't they? Police and ambulance. Put them both at it. Ah, dear.
Do we have to put up with this all season, by the way?
You might have to. I'm hoping that there's... I don't know why it's so warm in here, otherwise I would just, close the window, but I do feel like I would actually just die. Then they'll need to bloody call the ambulance on me. A lap early? Or are we okay with this?
No, he's fine, because the rule is exactly halfway. It's not like last season. I have to remind myself then. But I
And me
very
too.
nearly got that wrong. Yep.
I
So
sort of
that-
reacted
this
to
is
your
fine.
noises, so I'm blaming you for that.
I like it when you react to my noises.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's where what 12, 13, 14 different separate seasons of working together. That's what that does to people.
oh
Mm.
yeah. Anyway, Jaco Sullivan emerges in P9.
Make it exciting, he said to Johannes.
Yeah, what's he done? Nothing.
Nothing yet. Just seemed you get a bit excited on your own there.
No, that wouldn't be me.
I'm hoping Wes hasn't changed his front wing here, so that this will give a genuine chance here for what's his face, Gareth Hall, to give him a bit of trouble if they come near each other on track. He'll have the advantage, although he does have Jake O'Sullivan all over the back of him. This could be enough excitement on its own. Oh, you pushover. What's that all
boring,
about?
Gareth.
What actually is that all about? What's happened here? Has he just...
dear.
He's just
Puncher,
stopped.
OKK.
Hi!
Rear.
Hi!
Right.
What's he... How's he... How's he managed that then?
Oh dear.
If he beaches it, do you reckon we'll get a safety car, or will the game just disqualify him?
Hopefully.
Johannes into the pits, he doesn't want to risk it, but I don't know how this has happened. I don't think there's much debris out there for him to have hit. Unless he's broken his own car and got a puncture off his own debris. I mean, has he been... He has pitted, so it's not like he wore the tyres down. Oh, Michael, what's... And it won't also let me change camera angle. I would really love to see the outboard view. You know, he's not got any front wing damage, so he must have hit something, but... Well, he was already going to be a lap down to the whole field. He, this'll confirm it. Let's see where Jake is in comparison to Johannes.
They're next to
That's
each other.
the answer. He's right behind him. And Robin getting involved as well, which I'm sure wasn't appreciated. And Johannes, will he get his elbows out?
Come on, guys.
Yes, he will. He's made contact. Good start. Punt him. No.
That's boring.
See, that would have taken him out as well, in fairness. But he will have a chance to fight back with DRS, will he? As OKK just makes life more difficult for himself. And that's before he even gets into the pit lane. I dread to
How's
think...
he got exceeding track limits there, though? That's on the outside.
Has he just been off track? If you're off track for too long, it'll give you one.
Oh.
So he must have just really went wide. Into the pits now, though. I presume the game will have him going at about 20 miles an hour. Well, it's not quite 20, but it might as well be. He's going a lot slower than he should be down that pit lane. Oh, man. He'll be 2 laps down to the leaders. In fact, he is already 2 laps down to the leaders. I forget there will be. He already is. Risky into the pits. Johannes has stayed within a second here of Jake, so hope isn't lost for a battle here.
All these pit lane penalties.
It is
dear.
just so difficult. Ah, look at that. There's OKK. So that's actually the net leaders he's just in front of, but he will let them go, and I think that might well give Jake DRS as well. It does. The fucking idiot, man. What's OKK's... What's the point of him being here? He just ruins every race. Practice more. You've ruined the race.
Disappointing that we've not had a safety car yet.
I know, at least...
I'm going to jinx this, Owen. All 17 of them are still running.
I know. This is so stupid.
Even Waze is behaving. Sort of.
Really got on my nerves, this. Oh my
Yeah.
god. What's he... How has he done that? He must have, like, catastrophic floor damage. You weren't... I take it you probably weren't on board with OKK.
No,
This
hang on,
car
let me
is
rewind.
spinning like a top.
Oh, that's floor damage. Yeah.
So maybe I shouldn't be blaming OKK for this, but,
Oh, Arnold.
Oh dear.
Do you remember the days when we used to be somewhat professional? Like, we were one of the big leagues.
I know. Well, I mean, we still are. Presuming that no one's unsubscribed yet.
502, we've gone up it.
Yeah, look at that. I wonder how... I don't know how many duplicates sort of Dua Lipa can make, but she's making a good old fist of it.
Love a good fist. Johannes is right on the tail of Jake O'Sullivan. If he tried hard enough, he could fist him from there.
You will notice that I am just watching this race on board with KK at the minute, because I just want to get an idea for how much damage there is in this car, and by the looks of it, I've been giving him a lot of stick. Because I just wanted to do well. It's one of these tough love things. But, my god, that car, in fairness, I don't think anyone could drive this thing. This might be to retire. Let's see. Because, I mean, fixing the front wind's only going to make the problem worse, because then you'll just have even more front grip and the rear end's really going to go. It's like the diffuser's been taken off the car. You can't have diffuser damage, so has he just been rear-ended by someone? That's what it feels like. But anyway, he'll go 3 laps down before long. He's got the soft compound tyres on, that'll help.
Oh, Christ. I know you're still watching OKK.
I'm back on the leaders now.
Oh, okay.
The fun's over with OKK for now, because the leaders will probably catch him in a second, so we'll get to see what else he manages to do in a minute.
Casper goal hanging for a safety car.
Well, his safety car could be right in front of him, because the problem is, if OKK gets up to any sort of respectable speed, that car's going to crash. Right? Because there's just no rear end whatsoever on that car. So if he goes off at the wrong point, he will crash, and that could be the safety car. So, yeah, I can see why Casper is goal hounding. It might work out in his favour, but for the leaders, they're just following each other. They're just not really giving us what we want at the minute.
But if it's going to be like this, I'm very much Team Johannes. And as it stands, because of the Jake O'Sullivan penalty, Johannes is on course to be making it 3 winners from 3 races.
Shall we give
season 12?
Should we give Florian his flowers? This looks like a P7 coming up for him at the minute. If he can just keep this going, and he really is having a great race. OKK's been off again in Cops this time.
No penalties as well for Florian, it's worth noting.
Yeah, like I said, we're hoping we don't jinx him, but I mean, he had such a good pace at the start, and he's got a good gap to wear, so he hasn't got that front line changed yet. Oh, there's been a crash. Oh. Robin and Wes have come together, I think. Full safety car.
There we go.
I'm going to ride on board with P9 because I was obviously watching Florian, but I'm suspecting that we had a bit of side-by-side with Robin and Wes, and they've sort of interlocked front and rear wheels. The car has disappeared, but you can see the red sort of barrier that they hit. That's a bizarre one, that. I'd go with that being a pure accident. Sadly, that means that, what's his face, Gareth Hall can't race Wes on track. I mean, he'll beat him, but I mean, what's that worth?
It doesn't matter in Gareth's book of stats. That will count as a victory over Waze.
Good news, by the way.
Still doesn't have a pole, though, does he?
Good news, because Arnaud did get to take his penalty as a result of this, and he's put some fresh new soft compound tyres on. He's going racy to the end of this race. The leaders, I don't think they got stopped by the safety car. I think they got to drive past it. They are under Delta, but if they were caught behind the safety car, they'd have been in real trouble. I think they'll be okay to pit. I think they'll pit and be on fresh tyres like the rest of them. Casper has to pit anyway, but I'm more thinking Johannes and Jake will pit. It's what they put on. Arnaud has soft. I think that's a great call. Florian didn't pit. He can still pit on this lap. I think he might as well.
He may as well, yeah.
Because I think he'd like to be on completely new tyres by the end of this race.
He'll need the tyres, won't he? Because of his lack of penalties, it's going to help.
Let's see if Casper slows it down. He does.
Here's a blast from the past. Welcome back to the YouTube chat, Kieran Spears.
Oh, Jake.
Oh, what a tit.
was riding on board with him, and I knew he was going to do it. He was just so late on the brakes, and that will take him out of contention. What an idiot, doing that under safety car.
Let's not forget, this is your 3-time champion. With a... Well, that's a rookie move. That's something Jack Craig would do.
Oh dear, right, so soft compound tyres for Casper, soft compound tyres for Johannes, and Casper does come out still leading the race. So let's say this has the goal hounding is very much come in his favour, really, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So
Jake with 13 seconds of penalties.
That obviously gives Casper the chance to break another rule. How many rules can we think of that he could break on this restart? I'm sure he'll be thinking about it as well.
Do you know what's funny, Owen? Because this is Silverstone reverse, there is no restart zone, because we've obviously not planned to have this race. So if I'm Casper and I'm thinking, what am I doing? I'm just going to go when the line comes up to me, the timing line. At
some point doing that, surely we'll see someone actually anticipate a restart. I mean,
well, yeah. You would think, wouldn't
so
you?
I wonder if Casper might surprise him by going 2 or 3 corners early, because there's nothing saying he can't, and they certainly wouldn't expect him to do that. But again, that might be him tempting fate. He might just try and play it safe to avoid any penalties. This field spread, by the way, is enormous. I mean, this is the 3rd lap of this safety car, or the 2nd lap, I should say, and the whole field is effectively still as they were.
I'm laughing at the YouTube chat. You know, I said the mistake Jake made is reminiscent of something that a rookie like Jack Craig would do. Jack's straight in the chat and he says rude.
Well, you're 13th, mate. You gotta stop worrying about what we're saying and get yourself back in the game.
It's almost like listening to the stream is
he nearly did it again there, did Jake, by the way.
What a
completely sideways on the way in. He'll stick softs on here, take his 10-second penalty. He's probably going to come out around 8th or 9th doing this. It's the right thing to do. I would do the same thing.
It gives us a clear race as well. None of the top 5 on penalties. Florian on old tyres, but if Arnau can get past him, we have a 4-car battle for the lead. I don't think Florian can do much on the old mediums.
Now, this is what annoys me with this game, is that the game will happily let you take the 10-second penalty in the pits, but why not the 3-second penalty as well? Wouldn't that be great if these track limits penalties could be taken in the pits as well?
Oh, amazing.
I don't know why they don't allow it to happen, because Jake, having sacrificed his race there for that 10-second penalty, still comes out with a penalty. It's just a bit weird, isn't it, from Codemasters? I don't see what makes a 5-second or a 10-second penalty so different to a 3-second penalty. Just let us take them in the pits and make life a lot easier. If you've got a track limits warning or penalty in real F1, of course you'd be able to take it in the pits. So, yeah, that's just one for Codemasters to think about. Please.
Also, in real F1, you wouldn't get a 3-second penalty for corner cutting.
Well, there is that as well. Yeah, you can probably... It'd be a straight 5-second penalty, actually, wouldn't it? So... Or 10-second if you're Verstappen and you've done your usual, let's push someone off the track while also cutting a corner.
Yeah, so I think, how about this for a rule change? We just turn off penalties.
That would be cool. That would be, don't tempt me with that, because I think that would also allow people to just cut the corners if you like. That would basically just turn it into France.
Yeah.
Which of course isn't on this game, so we need to work out how to fix that at some point. Maybe it's finally time to try the Mexico Speedway.
Or the Monza one.
Or the Monza one, yes.
Imagine going straight through the gravel at Ascari, you know. It's a game of pot luck.
I mean, the track's laid out in the first chicane, the first 2 chicanes. It's pretty much well set up for it, isn't it?
Yeah. Although there's... I don't know about this game, but is there still bumps at the second chicane?
Yeah, I think there is, actually.
Florian! Why?
Yeah, don't get that. That's gonna... I suppose his argument for this will be, well, I'm gonna end up here anyway, because I'm on old tyres on the restart. To which I'd say, why didn't you just pit when you had the chance earlier on? You could have still been 5th. Still, the newest of new tyres will be on Florian's car for this restart. I suppose that's the only benefit of this. But it's a weird one. He has had the pace though today anyway, hasn't he? So maybe he can recover from 13th. But yeah, that's a late call. But it's because his safety car as well has lasted for so long. It may still not be in at the end of this lap. I don't know if they're going to wait for OKK to catch up, but he's not going to because of the way that rear end is of his car. So they may just have to let this go without him, frankly.
Like I said last week, Owen, when OKK was having his problems, he is here for whatever points he can get.
Yeah, look at it. It's just undrivable.
Because he needs the points. Otherwise, he is at risk of being dumped out of the postseason. In fact, OKK as it stands is P15 on 7 points. So he is well clear of any threat from behind for the minute. But it is important that he finishes these races, collects what points he can, and I think we're going to see a safety car in this lap.
Yep.
Oh, well, there you go.
And that's bad news for OKK. He had another spin there, and he's just about saved it through for Chapel. But yeah, this just is not going to catch up. On this restart though, depends how quickly these guys get off the line, but they will have to deal with him perhaps in these last 4 laps. I'd expect that will have been the only safety car in this race. You can maybe still have a chance of a red flag, but in terms of safety cars, I think we're done. And Casper is not really giving much of a gap to the safety car here, so he needs to be careful he doesn't catch it back up. I think he might catch it back up. I don't know if you're allowed to do that, really. But the game would normally slow you down if you do that, so maybe he did time that right. But we are racing again, and Arnold already looking on the inside of Johannes. Just about misses him. And wide there goes Casper. I remember Casper's been midfield all day. You could argue he's not the fastest guy out there. Arnold, he really fancies this. He'll say to us he would. Well, he didn't say it, but I mean, I'm sure he was thinking he should have won Monaco. And he'd be looking to get that win on the board. The reigning champion. Just holding station for now. And everyone's been relatively well behaved on this restart so far. OKK's gone up at the final corner, so these guys are about half a lap away from catching him up. And they will do, and it's important sort of when they do that they can navigate him safely. So Ben Shaw off the road again as Jake O'Sullivan makes his way through the pack. He's up to 8th at the moment, and we've got another yellow flag out there. That's again just for OKK.
Oh, Florian has a moment. Saves it though. He'll be regretting pitting so late. Surely it's back to the front though, isn't it, Owen?
Casper has saved. Casper has saved a lot of VRS, by the way, on this lap. He's done a good job compared to Johannes, who's blown more than half of his allowance. Out of the final traction zone they come, and there's only going to be 3 laps left to decide this race. DRS enabled. It's a proper sprint to the end, and down the inside goes Arnold into turn 1. I mean, you can do that all you want, but if you get it wrong, you'll let Casper get away.
Yeah.
Here comes the DRS.
Certainly not afraid to put it in places where he shouldn't, but he's going to be compromised here as Corey Dalton all at the back of him. Can he get through before Chapel?
Nope.
No, he backs out.
Johannes didn't get DRS in that straight, by the way. Let's see if he gets it this time. Because he needs to stay in touch here with Casper. Otherwise, it'll be the Finnish driver's race to win. Corey gets a penalty. And, yeah, he's going to lose a couple of positions here, isn't he? Here goes Waitsy. Risky's already got past him. Johannes, I don't think he's got the pace here, Johannes. To be honest with you, I think Arnold needs to think about overtaking him soon. They're going to pass OKK now. So that's him sort of out of their sort of frame of worry. Has Gareth got a problem?
He's got loads of problems.
He's sort of just doing his own thing here, just sort of blocking everyone behind him for the fun of it, or whatever. He's on hard compound tyres as well. I'm sure that's not what he would have wanted to be on. 2 to go. Johannes is as close as he's been since his restart to the back of Casper. But still not close enough. Risky sets the fastest lap of the race. Didn't have that on my bingo card, but he's in a genuine P. I'd say genuine P4. Actually, that's Pete Knighton's P4 as it stands, based on the way the penalties are. If Arnold or Johannes or Casper can pick up a penalty here, Arnold, or not Arnold, Pete could nick a podium here from second on the grid. Remember? So
spinning on lap 1 as well.
Yeah. So let's see how that goes for him. But at the front, it's still Casper blowing through that ERS now, and Johannes still on the back of him. Is he just waiting for the last lap or what? I feel like you just have to go for it whenever you have the chance. I mean, the gap's 0.4 of a second and growing, and that's with Johannes using the DRS. And Arnold can't do anything about it. It's a very weird one. Has Corey gone up the inside there? Wait, see, yes he has. And this battling is slowing this whole pack down. And like I say, this is all giving Pete Knighton a potential P4 here, or P5 maybe now, because Corey really has slowed this all down a bit. But we'll worry about that at the end of the next lap, Jacko.
Yeah, well, thank you for handing over, because something happens this time every single week. And look at that gap. Johannes has closed right up to the back of Casper. Arnold in this too, and Risky there for the spoils. It's Silverstone reverse. It's 1 lap to go in Jackocar. Owen Wyatt to the end.
You saw Casper there just launch off of the final corner there. That's him using the ERS that he had saved up. I think he's got this under control, but we'll keep our eye on Johannes anyway. If the opportunity presents itself, he's going to take it.
He doesn't want to be second again.
Absolutely not. 0.3 of a second the gap. With DRS, he's just not even closing. I mean, not very good through Beckett's either. This has to be it now. And I think I think Casper, he's got this absolutely covered. This needs a dive bomb from Johannes.
Oh, he lifted. He had to lift.
Yeah, he pushed it a bit too much there in cops. Pete. I'm not... Well, yeah, whatever, no. Pete. Just whatever, mate. If you want to blow it yourself...
Casper spun!
Well saved, but he's lost the win. Unbelievable. Now, can Arnold nick it off Johannes? He'll sense a chance. Thinks about it. Doesn't quite get the room on the inside he's looking for. Oh, Casper, what have you done? Well, he's blown the win, that's what he's done. Johannes, he's got the run for the last 2 corners. He's going to see the checkered flag. He won't know how he's done it, but he's won in Silverstone. Arnold second and Casper. Oh, dear. That's all you can say, isn't it?
Oh.
And he takes a shine off Pete, who is only 8th across the line. That should have been higher, but he binned it through Colps. Risky, P4, good race. Corey, Ben, Jake, Pete, as he said, Gareth and Waitsy, top 10. Florian didn't even get back to the top 10, that's a shame.
Yeah, but that is his own fault, I think. Had he pitted when he should have pitted, he'd have been 4th, wouldn't he? 4th, 5th, 4th, actually. Looking at it. Unbelievable. I can't believe Casper's thrown away another last lap victory. It's not quite as bad as the one in Season 8. But he seems to have a habit of that. Is that 3 or 4 in total now he's lost on the final lap? It's he had it under control. You said it. It was all under control. And Johannes there to pick up the spoils. So history from last season has repeated itself. Jake O'Sullivan, Corey Dalton, Johannes Melas, the 3 opening winners of the season. They've done it again.
And despite all my complaining about how he couldn't at least hit the wall for us, OKK, who is 4 laps down here, with a car that's completely undrivable, actually is going to get to the end here. So
and it's 2 points as well, Owen.
Yeah, so fair enough.
2 points.
Lap 22 is his last lap. Just remarkable. I'm sure there might be a record in this for most amount of laps behind at the checkered flag. But there he goes. Finishing the race.
Job done. I would say, where are we next week? But
We
It's
haven't
not
a
next
clue.
week, it's this week.
Having a clue next week. Didn't know where we are on Thursday, do we? So it's all about Chat GPT once again, isn't it? But here's
That's all right to us
Johannes,
so far.
top step of the podium. Like I say, he won't know how he's done that, but I don't think he'll mind. Casper sort of got into the lead with a bit of luck there, didn't he, with a safety car? And that luck undoing itself on the final lap of the race. Alright, second. Casper third, and we'll just go through the order again. Risky, Corey, Ben Shaw, Jake O'Sullivan, Pete Knighton, and there's Gareth and Waite seeking in the top 10. As Jacko says, no one really cares about anyone behind that, do they? But what's important to point out is that West from pole crashed out. So that's not gone well, has it?
He did lead 3 laps, and you know, we were starting to believe. That's why I brought up that stat about his best ever finish being 5th in the Cup Series. Shortly after that, he found himself intertwined with a German.
Just wanted to point out, by the way, according to the chat, the tyre wear was through the roof in that race. So it's a wonder we didn't see more accidents, really. But everyone survived. And that's all that's important. Johanna's winning. I think we'll end that there, really. There's nothing else to say. We can't do much previewing next week, can we? Or even Thursday, which I should say. We can't preview Thursday because we don't know what's happening on Thursday. All we can tell you is that Johannes will not be qualifying because he is the most recent race winner. Any last thoughts, Jacko?
No. Really. Right. We're very much just, as we have been for the past 11 seasons, we just sit here and ride through the regular season, and then it gets exciting at the end. And that's what we're all here for.
Well, in that case, we will end that there. I'll remind you again, if you didn't see qualifying, it should be on the channel by now. I mean, it's been uploading the entirety of this stream, so I'd hope it's up there. So do check that out, because it's the only time you're ever going to see West get pulled, more than likely, on the in the Cup Series. So yes, do watch that, and join us again on Thursday for round 4 of Season 12. So yeah, cheers for watching. See you then. Safe travels.